Hello everybody. Namaste Dr. Lakshmi. Hello everybody. I am Fatema Moazami. I'm from Iran. I'm studying Ayurvedic medicine at National Institute of Ayurveda in Jaipur. Today we are going to have live with Dr. Lakshmi, senior consultant from Chakrapani Clinic and Research Center, on the topic of mental health according to the Ayurveda. Now I'm waiting for Dr. Lakshmi to join us. Dr. Lakshmi, please, would you send it? Oh, you are joining from Chakrapani. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Today, our live session is about mental health with Ayurveda. Namaste, Dr. Lakshmi.
Namaste.
Thank you so much for giving time. I know you have many patients today, and thanks for giving your precious time to us.
Yes, no problem. I'm very well happy. I'm happy to be here, to be with you here. And
Thank you so much.
spread the knowledge of Ayurveda, which is also important. So good.
Yeah, just now I will turn off the comments, but our viewers, they can write down their question. At the end, we will have open comments so they can ask if they have any question. Okay. So today topic is about mental health according to the Ayurveda. I wanted to know, what does Ayurveda says about mental health?
So, mental health is very important according to Ayurveda.
Yeah.
Why? Because, Ayurveda is a holistic science which believes in this body-mind connection. Because anything that affects the mind can affect the body too, and vice versa. So, that is why Ayurveda has given a lot of importance to mental health, and it has described about mental health in detail as well.
Right. I want to know, what is the role of an Ayurvedic doctor to understanding patient has mental illness or not? What Ayurvedic doctor could do?
Okay, so basically, for every Ayurveda physician, in the first year, we learn the definition of health according to Ayurveda. This definition of health according to Ayurveda is similar to the WHO's definition of health,
Right.
which it includes physical health, like equilibrium of the doshas, the three doshas, Vata, Pitta and Kapha, of the
Yeah.
dhatu or the tissues, seven, which are seven in number according to Ayurveda, as well as the Agni, the proper
Right.
functioning of the digestive and metabolic fire, and proper elimination included in the definition of health, like prasanna,
Right.
atma, indriya, and manas. So pleasantness of the sense organs, mind, and the soul. So this is very much necessary. Only if all the physical, physiological, and this higher mental functions are good, then only the person is termed healthy. So when we
Right.
apply this definition of health on us, then we will understand that not many of us are healthy. We are in the risk of getting ill health basically. So this
Right.
is the definition which every Ayurveda physician understands, because it implies the importance of mental health, and from the Ayurvedic perspective, for a mental health problem, just giving medicines is not sufficient. We have to do counseling, which is called Sattva Vajaya. So Sattva Vajaya is individualized or personalized counseling, not just giving, okay, take this food, this thing. It's not a chart. It is not very mathematical. It is customized according to every person and according to the doshas vitiated. So counseling
Right.
is very important. We for us, time does not matter. When you go to an Ayurveda consultation, it is not like normal consultations where there is
Right.
specific, you can meet the doctor for 15 minutes or so. It's not like that here. Depending upon the need of the patient, maybe the consultation is only 15 minutes, or sometimes it is 30 minutes, or even up to 1 hour. And the patient doctor relation does not end there. We call the patient regularly for periodic counseling. Why? Because I'm sure everybody of us know, like what proper, what they have to take. Everybody has
Right.
this awareness. exercise is good, proper diet, also they know, but they don't follow. So knowing and
And they
not
need someone to come with them step by step, and that
yes.
could be Ayurvedic physician.
So it's like,
Thank
every patient is like a child. Every patient is like a child. If you tell them once, they will not follow. You have to keep
yeah,
reminding them. You have to keep motivating them. So you have
right,
to call them regularly to remind them and to remind them and to motivate them so they get
right.
better.
My next question is, what does Ayurveda says about mental health? You already explained about definition of health, but if you could little bit elaborate about this, how could we know what is Ayurvedic perspective in that?
Okay, so Ayurveda, like I told you, Ayurveda gives importance to the physical and mental health both. And the Prakriti is for preventive medicine. Prakriti is
Right,
very important at all stages during consultation and to define the diet and lifestyle for every person, for treatment aspects or everything. Prakriti is needed. Mainly, Prakriti is necessary for preventive health. So when we know our Prakriti, we can take some specific steps to prevent diseases. So this
right,
is a gift from Ayurveda. Preventive medicine is a gift from Ayurveda. It's a boon to us. So now
right,
coming to the Prakriti, for the body there are three doshas: Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Okay, and the Prakriti is basically like seven in number, either single dosha or a combination. So total seven in number, and this is like a genetic constitution. It's like our
right,
fingerprint. It can never be changed right from birth to death. But for the manas, Ayurveda says manasa prakriti separately, which is acquired actually, which is acquired from the habits we do, from the diet, from our lifestyle, from our behavior. So this is the thus like Ayurveda has mentioned specifically in detail about this manasa prakriti, which also explains the mental health of a person.
right,
Also, there is last week we discussed about the suppressible urges, the Dharaniya Vegas of the mind. So, Ayurveda says a detailed description about this Dharaniya, suppressible urges of the Dharaniya Vegas, like
right,
anger, hatred, all the negative emotions, and how they arise in us. Everything is mentioned in detail. Also, this even if you go deeper, even Ayurveda says about the soul. Soul
right,
has rebirth and it carries with it the sins and the negative emotions and positive emotions from the previous birth, which is
right.
in turn manifested in the person. So sometimes it is because of karma. Some diseases like unma, the epilepsy, psychosis, and all, Ayurveda relates it to like
Previously,
karmas, actions of the past life. Yes.
yeah, right. And next one, I want to know how to determine that a person is suffering from mental illness. Because
Yeah.
many of us, we are not aware. So how can we recognize? What
Yes.
are the
Many
things for that?
Yeah, when we recognize, this is also one thing in Ayurveda. The early we detect, not only in Ayurveda, in any science, the earlier a problem is detected, the treatment outcome is good, the prognosis is good. But most of the times people ignore because we are too busy with our lifestyle that we don't have self awareness.
Right,
We are not, seeing even the minute changes in the body. We are doing everything mechanically, working, eating,
right,
running mechanically, which is not good, which is causing a lot of health problems, and we don't notice until they get advanced also. So,
right,
so this thing is important. So we have to have self awareness every day. Listen to your body in the morning and in the evening, and while doing any activity. See, when somebody is writing an exam, if another person is disturbing them, they cannot focus in the exam. The same way, everything is in the same way. Like while eating, also we should be fully focused. While doing a work, also we should be fully focused. So
right,
that will make our mind and body connection better. So our mind will be able to see any changes, any physiological, any physical changes in the body, and vice versa. The body can also understand if the thinking, if you are not thinking positive today, then you will be able to realize, oh, what has happened to me. But
right,
so when we see the symptoms, the early signs are like, it is not necessary, it should be mental symptoms, like, wanting to stay alone. This at the mental symptoms are like, wanting to stay alone or becoming, like reactive tendency for no reason, mood swings,
right,
you can say. So these things for the mind. but sometimes there are bodily symptoms also, bodily signs also, which are also of importance, like when the person is not having appetite, if the sleep cycle is disturbed, if the
Right.
digestion cycle is disturbed, this means there are chances that the person is under stress or anxiety or is prone to depression
Right.
or any other mental health issue. So it can manifest as a symptom in the mind or a physical sign as well. So both should be noticed. So if you are deviating from your regular routine, like if your sleep pattern is changed, if your appetite pattern is changed, if you are not
Right.
feeling hungry, or if you are overeating, that is also a sign that
Yeah.
you're prone to get mental health problems. So this early stage of understanding is very important. Analyzing it at an early stage is very important, and especially during this corona pandemic, I would like to say people should stay healthy mentally. Try to stay healthy mentally. For that, they have to keep in touch with their friends over phone or by email, and to practice some hobbies like gardening, painting, cultivate some arts. Nowadays there are a lot of online classes available. We are also doing this once in a
Yeah.
week, so like that there are so many options to keep oneself busy, because this
Yeah.
is the period where there is social distancing. People are not connected with each other. They are not going out of their home without any reason. So it creates a lot of stress and pressure, and it may
Right.
lead to depression. This situation can lead to a depressive phase. Financially also it is exhausting, because many people have lost their jobs, or
Yeah.
and businessman has to plan new strategy. So it is a stressful phase for everybody. For students also there is a lot of stress, because everything is uncertain, about their exams, about their about their
Yeah.
future is uncertain. So everybody are under stress. But think that you are not alone, and others are also with you. We are also with you. We have to think positive and stay positive.
That physical distancing, but not social distancing. We can be in contact with whom we want through social media.
Yes, yes.
So
But
next
definitely I should
question.
wear a mask. Since we are online, we are not wearing, but it is necessary when you come in contact, physical contact. People should wear a mask and maintain 6 feet distance, which is very much important. We should
Yeah.
not take it for granted, because the corona virus cases are increasing or on the rise. It is because people are thinking, because the death rates are very less in India, so we don't have to
Yeah.
worry. But still, it is not good to spread. We have to stop the spread. For that, everybody should work together and take some immune promotion herbs, Ayurveda herbs.
We can use daily. Yeah.
Yes.
The next question I would like to ask, as to Ayurveda talks about manoguna or qualities of the mind. Would you please explain in the detail
Yes. So
what?
the Mano
Yeah. What,
told you, the Manasa Prakriti mentioned in Ayurveda is, the Manasa Prakriti is again three types: Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. But
right.
anybody acquire any type of Manasa Prakriti by their by their practices and diet habits. So basically, these are called the Manogunas. Why? Because they are the qualities of the mind. The sattva is the positive quality of the mind, or the balanced state of the mind, and rajas is the active dynamic activity, state of dynamic activity, or the impulsiveness, and tamas is the state of inertia or inactivity. So
Right.
this can be, it is not necessary a specific prakriti person should have that type, although it is predisposed, but still if they want, they can by spiritual practices and yoga practices, they can change the qualities of the mind. It is under
Mind.
our control. This is a good news, so if you keep your mind under your control, then you don't have to worry about mental health problems. So
Right.
basically these qualities, sattva is a positive quality, and the people of sattva guna, they require only short and deep sleep, like 6 hours maybe. They are energized, they are happy and
Yeah.
satisfied. They do not complain. Like always there is positivity and negativity together, even in us, even outside, everywhere. But this negativeness, even in a clean place, when you go in a clean place, when you see some dirt in the floor, your eyes focus on the dirt first. It captures
Yeah.
the dirt first. So this thinking should be changed. We are not seeing, although the dirt is only, in 1 inch area,
Yeah.
it gets our attention. But the whole entire area is 1 kilometer, which is clean. But we fail
Yeah.
to
But we
see
see
that.
only that small point.
Yes. So it is like we are constricting ourselves. We should widen our thoughts, and we should be able to see the cleanliness around.
Right.
And so this is the positive quality of sattva people. They try to see the positivity in everybody. They don't get angry, and they don't show hatredness to anybody. They are like they always find themselves useful. They always find ways to keep themselves useful to the society. They like to teach people, help people, like that. So sattva guna is full of positivity, and this is what everybody has to practice. This is what everybody has to practice in their life, because that is the balanced state of mind. And in this state of mind, mental health problems are very far. They will not affect a person who is having a positive balanced state of mind. Even if they have physical problems like diabetes, hypertension, cholesterol, cardiac problems, whatever it is not going to affect them much, because they learn to live with non-attachment. They learn to be non-attached from their body. So these things are not going to affect them. Acceptance is more, acceptance to the problem. So when we accept this, then the mind is very calm. So this is the positivity which everybody has to develop, but only very few people have this. Mostly the sannyasis or sages, because of constant meditation and the practice of yoga and food, limited food intake, less food intake, but quality food intake, they have this positive quality of mind.
So we can improve sattva guna in ourselves.
Definitely, this is a positive thing. You can improve sattva guna, and definitely if you spend some time for pranayama, meditation, and yogic practice and spiritual practice, then you will feel better from within inside yourself.
Right. Would you please tell who are more prone to mental illness?
Oh yes, so everybody of us are prone to mental health illness, but specifically some people who take too much stress. We discussed about stress during the last session.
Right.
Stress is present outside, but it is our choice whether to make the stress affect us or not make the stress affect us. So people who are always complaining about their parents, about their friends, about their teachers, or about their colleagues, they are more prone to this, because they are not able to accept, they are not able to adjust with people, and they always see the negativity in people. So they have this they are prone to develop mental health problems. Also, people who are physically inactive and who consume lots of fast food or sugary food items, and who are having a tendency of overeating or eating without proper hunger. So these people are also having a tendency to develop a mental health problem. So
because I see some people, when they are angry or when they are upset, they eat more and more, but they are not aware.
Yes.
Yeah.
So some when a person is stressed, they want some chocolate. Sometimes they are depressed and they want a coffee. So these are all actions. Actually, they should understand these are all temporary. They are just it's from the mind.
Yeah.
Awake and active, you are definitely awake and active without having a cup of coffee. It is definitely possible. Think, you are not born with coffee. You start drinking coffee when you are 15 or 20 years old, but you were active all these 20 years old.
Yeah, and everything was going well. Yeah.
Yes. So addictions are the main cause. People, and one more thing is this addiction. Not only alcohol, tobacco, and drug addiction, any type of drug addiction, or coffee, tea addiction, any type of addiction, sugary food addiction. These people should also be aware, because they also develop tendency to get mental health problems. Now we can see people are using a lot of cigarette or alcoholic drinks, or even this caffeine to keep themselves active, to keep themselves keep going during the night hours, during the night shifts. They tend to take more caffeinated beverages to keep themselves awake. So these people should be aware. They should start developing self-awareness, and they should stop giving up these things, these addictions.
Right. So what is the Ayurveda line of treatment for mental illness?
So Ayurveda line of treatment, so there is no prescription, not specific prescription.
Yeah, we cannot tell for, according to patient is different, but in total, in general, what could we talk about this?
Even though it is individualized according to the person as well as to the disease. For example, for anxiety, the treatment is different. For depression, the treatment is different. So basically, this treatment methods include diet changes in the diet, lifestyle, routine, intake of herbs, and treatment therapies actually. So so it's like fourfold: diet, lifestyle,
Yeah.
medicines, and therapies. So these four.
So according to this, I think for each person we need to have consultation with them. So from person to person, we can give different advices to them, what to do, what not to do.
Yes, it is definitely for taking a treatment. Definitely, this is needed. Definitely a consultation is needed, and Ayurveda physician guidance is needed. But there are certain common practices, which like sleeping only for 7 to 8 hours, not
Yeah,
more, not less, and sleep quality is important. Sometimes people have this problem of snoring at night, and they don't have deep sleep.
yeah,
Some people are light sleepers, they have a lot of things going on in their mind. So
right,
these people should take some measures to improve their sleep quality. So simple home remedies like putting ghee inside the nostril, taking a cup of warm milk with a little cardamom and a pinch of nutmeg at bedtime, and having a warm water bath at night. These are the specific home remedies which will help to improve the sleep quality. And one
right.
more thing, because of the development of technology, we are using lot of mobile phones, television,
Right.
computer. People are always at night,
Yeah,
especially when the lights are off. So these lights are also keeping us active. These lights are super sensitive, and
right,
they activate our mind, and so we are not able to sleep well, because these thought process affect our mind. And all
right.
what is shown in the media, whatever you see is like very very violent, not very
Yeah,
healthy. There is no good news.
that's
So that
right.
is affecting our mind. So it is better after dinner not to use mobile or computer or television. Instead, walk few steps, be with the nature. If you have a garden, it is good to walk in the garden. Otherwise, walk in your terrace or in your home for a few minutes, 10-15 minutes, slow walking, and then read some spiritual textbooks. So spiritual textbooks cause positivity in the mind, and they are calming. So they help you to sleep better because you're thinking positive.
Yeah, my next question is, what is Ayurveda view on psycho-spiritual practice for prevention of mental illness?
So psycho spiritual practice, yes, it is very much needed. Believing in the Almighty, whatever the religion is, it doesn't matter. But believing in the Almighty, reading spiritual scriptures give us positivity and give us an idea about how to face life, how to gain acceptance, how to gain detachment, how to respect your guru. Because nowadays people are like, people think it is a modern way to ask questions, like, why should I do that? Why should, but politeness is missing, humbleness is missing. You have all the rights to ask question to your elders, but you should be polite and you should be humble.
Yeah,
So
how to act, that is important.
yeah, but nowadays it's like, you can see kids, beating their parents, or who are you? So, so this is very important. Being humble and polite is important, and not using harsh words. But, it is not only the children's fault, but, the parents should also expose them to positivity. When the parents are, working, and when they get home, and when they are angry, then they shout at each other, or they use bad words, then the child also learns from them. For the child, the parents are the first teacher, and the teachers at school are the second teachers. So the teachers and the parents should show positivity, so the children will also learn from them. So this is also important. And little bit of meditation helps us to understand, being detached from the worldly matters, and being detached from your body. It takes us to a transcendental state, different state, where the mind is totally calm and you are immersed in the ocean of life, like, that is
Right.
a very very positive thought, positive feeling you get when you do psycho spiritual practices. And it is necessary for everybody, irrespective of their age and prakriti. But the duration matters. Like, for example, for a vata prakriti person, according to Ayurveda, Vata Prakriti person is very creative and has lot of energy. So
Right.
for they should do it periodically to keep themselves calm, not to fly, not to be
Yeah,
jumping.
not
To be grounded, they have to do it more frequently, but in short duration.
right.
A Pitta Prakriti person is naturally ambitious and goal oriented. So but they are also sometimes short tempered and very too much agitated.
Yeah.
So for them also, the psycho spiritual practices are necessary, but periodical. Maybe they don't need every day, but 3 times in a week it is good for them, and for moderate duration. And for
Right.
a kapha person, they are already calm people. They are
Yeah, they
basically,
need to.
they need to do, more physical exercise and
Right.
little bit psycho spiritual practice also. Because for motivation also they need psycho spiritual practice, because kapha
Right.
person have a tendency to overeat and to eat, without having proper hunger, and they don't have motivation to do physical exercise.
Right.
So they should also follow regular routine with a little bit of psycho spiritual practice every day is necessary for a kapha person.
Right. Would you please tell some tips? You already told meditating or using ghee or following dinacharya, daily routines. But if you could give some more tips for our viewers who are following and they are not maybe they don't have access to come directly to you, they could apply in their life for their mental health.
Okay, so yes, so make a regular routine. We first of all we should always think that we are living for ourselves, for our health. Our health should come a priority. Nowadays in
Yeah.
the consultations we see people are like, oh, I don't have time. I don't have time. So it's like, you can find time if you want. You can find time. You are
Or we
deciding
can
your
make,
life.
yeah.
Hmm?
Or we can
Yes.
make time even if there is no time.
It's all about priorities. They don't give up their social life, they don't give up their half an hour TV session, or the computer chats, but exercise is easy because it's the least. We put our own health as the least. That is why there is increased incidence of health problems nowadays. So we have to put the health first. Our health should be the first priority, because our health is like the wall. If for a painter, he needs a
Right.
wall. Just having paint is not necessary. So for us, having these luxuries like the mobile, computer, money, all these things are only secondary. If you are not there, how will you enjoy that? If you don't
Yeah.
have the health, how will you enjoy
Yeah.
that?
Who will enjoy that?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So we should put our health as the first priority, and then we will somehow find time to do exercise as well. So depending upon the time, sometimes people have traveling jobs, sometimes people have to work 18 hours when they are a fresher and all. In that condition, they can do exercise 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, as much as you get. If you have 1 hour, it is very good. Otherwise, 30 minutes or at least 15 minutes. So it is like a motivation for your health. When you do exercise, the circulation improves, all the organs start functioning well, the digestive system, respiratory system, everything functions well,
Right.
and even the mind functions well, because there is good blood supply to the brain. So
Right.
according to it is like, it is increasing vata or creativity. So your thinking capacity increases, and
Right.
if you stuck in your work somewhere, then with this exercise, regular exercise, you are able to find a solution also, because your
Right.
mind, mental clarity increases, and you are able
Right.
to finish your job, find solutions easily. So this
Decision
is like
making will be more easier.
so,
Yeah.
and it reduces stress as well. So finding time for exercise, short or long, is very good. Secondly, eating, what you put into your system is very important. Nowadays, we are like, we are having this fast food, Chinese food, ajinomoto, sauce, too much ice cream, fatty food
Yeah.
intake is more, and that is why we can see that the lifestyle disorders are more nowadays, like PCOD,
Right.
diabetes. So these are all on the rise because of the faulty diet, excessive intake of fatty food items and sugary food items. So
Sugar
this
food.
is also increasing stress, because we get addiction to this fats and sugar. We need to control. So
Right.
so having them is okay, but not too much frequently. Having them once in a week or once in 10 days is okay, but not having them regularly.
Regularly.
This is there, and trying to be more vegetarian. or you know why? Because we are acquiring the quality of food we eat. So vegetables, you know, the plants don't harm anybody, but animals also have this manoguna. So you know, people say plants also have life, but plants have life, but plants never want to harm anybody. They don't cause harm to us or to anybody. But animals are not like that. There are different, you don't know what type of mental quality the animal had. Like we
Right.
have different manogunas or mental qualities, the animals also, animals and birds also have like that. Either they are fear, scared, or they are angry,
Angry.
agitated, yes, or they are very lethargic. So basically, you know, when you can classify fish and chicken. Fish and chicken constantly moving, so they increase the rajas guna or activity of the mind. And the red meat, pigs or buffalo, these are all stagnant, so they increase tamoguna,
Right.
inactivity in the mind. But this is general, but specific also, like you know, we can have this example of pets. Many people have dogs or cats in their houses, but
Right.
the same breed of dog is different, has different behavior. You know, it's like, you know, Dachshunds are not having the same type of behavior. German
Right.
Shepherds are not, you know, every pet has a different, although
Yeah.
of the same
Yeah.
breed, they have a specific behavior. So in the
Like
same way, this
human.
like
We all
humans,
are
yes.
human, but we have different.
Yes, the same thing. Yeah. So like that, the chicken, fish, and the meat we consume, these are also, although they are animals, they have a specific mindset, and we are
Yeah.
consuming this that quality also. So it is not good. But whereas plants are considered as sattva guna, they increase positivity of the mind, and they are nourishing the tissues as well,
Right.
basically. So try to eat more vegetarian food, and then include more ghee or oil in diet. We spoke about the healthy fats last time.
Right.
This nowadays what is happening is we are restricting our oil intake, thinking like, you know, okay, I maybe after 40 we think, okay, I'm prone to cholesterol, maybe I will get cholesterol, I will get a heart problem, I will become obese. So the people stop cutting down the oil or ghee intake, but actually these are all healthy fats. And this, our body is made up of lipids. All the cells
Right.
in our body is made up of lipids. So this oil or ghee is necessary to improve the kapha or the nourishment in the body, because when we age there is depletion of tissues, because
Right.
dryness in the body increases due to increase in vata. And to counteract this dryness or to balance the vata, we need to add some ghee or oil in diet, so that the vata is balanced and the kapha guna or the nourishment, to increase the kapha guna. The kapha guna or the nourishment is improving with this ghee or oil. So we should know
Right.
to choose from the good and bad, saturated and unsaturated fats. Okay, so this unrefined oil or ghee is very much necessary. So that will also help to prevent mental health problems. And Ayurveda says, there is a lot of question among people whether to refrigerate ghee or how to take ghee and all.
Right.
You know, some people take ghee and they don't drink water. That is wrong. Actually,
Yeah.
you know, Ayurveda says ghee can be taken at any time. But of course, ghee is little heavy to digest. So take
Right.
it with warm food and drinks. So when you are eating a food made from ghee, try to drink warm water along with that.
We need
You know, warm
Anuman
ghee.
for that.
Yes, hot water along with that to help in digestion of ghee. And secondly, the ghee doesn't have to be refrigerated. Ghee does not get spoiled if it is made in the proper way. It can
Right.
stay good in room temperature in a moist free bottle container. Okay, and the older the ghee is, the better it is for mental health. Ayurveda
Right.
suggests, like, you know, 10 years, ghee which is older than 10 years or even 100 years are
100
more
years.
potent. Yes,
Yeah.
so it is more potent. So you know, that is why you can understand the importance of ghee. It is important. Also, medicated ghee is very good. When the ghee is medicated with herbs like brahmi or ashwagandha, then the
Ashwagandha.
efficacy of the herbs are improved, because ghee transports the herbs into the cellular. It improves the
Right.
cellular nutrition, ghee. So it is good. And you know, even for a newborn baby, Ayurveda says to apply ghee in the tongue, because it improves the
Right.
memory and intellect. So ghee is very good from birth till death. So everybody can take ghee safely, ghee or oil safely. So this is regarding the diet. This is good.
My
And
last question is this, because I would like to give time for our viewers to ask some question. My last question is this. In some cases, we see family members who live with patients who have mental illness. They are also suffering and they are affected with that patient. What we can suggest to that family members who
yeah,
are
yes,
cooperating with the person who has mental illness?
yes, especially when a family member has depression or anxiety or even like other problem, autism, cerebral palsy, then the
Right.
family members are very much affected because constant care to these people who are affected with mental problems is necessary.
Right.
So the family members should take turns to take care of the person. The family, it's not like one person, the mother takes care of the affected person. It's not like that. So
Right.
everybody should give some time. This also increases positivity in the person affected with mental health problem. Because when a person has a mental health problem, what happens is they think that they are avoided by the society. They are avoided by their own family, siblings.
Yeah.
They will also not feel bad when everybody take turns.
Yeah, because
Also, when,
feeling of rejection, I think feeling of rejection is more hard than even the disease they have.
yes, yes, that progress is more progressive because they are under stress, because they are rejected by the society, they don't want to live. This increases the problem more. So, and secondly, this family members, when they take turn, also what happens is the family members are more calm, so it's like one is not pressured fully. So not one per, it is not on the whole person, they take turns, so the stress for the family person is also reduced. Also, this family members should take some therapies. Also, the person who is affected with mental health problems should take some therapies, Ayurveda therapies. I did not discuss much about therapies because during this corona situation it is better not to. And these, for doing the therapies also, you should approach a Ayurveda center. You cannot do the therapies on yourself except for the massage. You can do self massage, which is good for everybody. So, but otherwise, Shirodhara and Nasya, these are very good for mental health problems and for the family members who take care of them.
Right.
Shirodhara is very, very good because they will be able to take care of them in a better way also.
Right.
And one more thing is the person who is taking care of them compromises their own nutrition also because they are always, trying to help them out. So they should also focus on their health. Like I told you, to do seva or to do service to an affected person, you should be healthy first. So
Right.
then you have to take care of yourself and then the other person.
Right. If you have something to add, I would be grateful to you. Otherwise, I will turn on the comments so our viewers they can ask their question if they have any question.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. If any one of you has any question regarding to mental health, Dr. Lakshmi is here. You could write your question. We have, I think, more 15 minutes.
Actually, I just wanted to share that sometimes, in our friends group or in our family members, among
Right.
our family members, we think, oh, why this person is acting like a weirdo? Why this person is like this? But when you understand Ayurveda, you will be able to understand the person.
Right.
People gossip behind somebody or people talk about somebody. It is wrong. Everybody are unique and they are not behaving like that wantedly. Most times it's their nature which is
Right.
making them to behave like that. So when you understand the person from the Ayurveda perspective, problems are very much reduced and it
Right.
improves the friendliness and a positive atmosphere. So that is important to accept to accept and understand others.
Other. So is there any question regarding to the mental health? Dr. Lakshmi is here with us today. We have more 10 minutes. You could ask if there is any question. So Dr. Lakshmi, our next topic, would you like to talk about Dinacharya? Is it related to today's topic or we can
Yeah,
choose some?
Dinacharya will be good because for even if it is a common person, not a
Right.
not an Ayurveda field, for them also it is useful and they can understand. Sometimes it is still popular. Some therapies are very popular, like oil pulling and all is very quite common nowadays.
Right.
But people don't know the logic behind it, the understanding behind it. So in
Right.
Dinacharya, we discuss about the benefits in detail and how they work on the person.
Okay. So our next Friday's topic will be on Dinacharya. So I think there is no any question. Dr. Lakshmi, if
No.
you have anything to say, if no, we will say bye. So we will meet them again next Friday.
Yes. If,
Okay.
like, you know, but different health problems, for different health problems, like I told you before, you have to meet an Ayurveda physician to get individualized advice. And do not, you know, many people do this also. They are feeling awkward to share their mental health problems. They feel bad because it affects their personality, it affects their social respect. So they are very shy to share their problems. You know, if they are getting mood swings or depression or anxiety, they don't share it with their colleagues or family members.
Yeah,
That is
that's
totally wrong. You know, you should find help at the right time. And if you're hesitant to talk with your family about it, at least you know, go and meet an Ayurveda physician and discuss your problems. Because if you're going to suppress the problems, it is not a solution. It is only going to get aggravated. And there is nothing bad. You know, it is also like a physical health problem. Any mental health problem is like a physical health problem, which can be totally treated if proper attention is given at the proper time.
right. Dr. Lakshmi, they are asking how do we know that one is suffering from depression?
So basically, the early signs of depression are the person wants to be alone. First they disconnect their relationship with their friends. You know, outside the house. But slowly, even in the house, they start to stay in a separate room. They don't want to eat with the other family members. They don't want to they don't socialize with people. When there is a guest, also they don't go out. You know, like that, and they would like to stay slowly. They want to stay alone. It gives
No.
them peace of mind. People having people around them makes them panicky or not comfortable, you can say. So
Right.
this is the early sign of depression. Yes.
Okay, I think now there is no question. Only would you please tell about, I read today in Chakrapani's page, there is, I think, free consultation. If they want, they can contact to Chakrapani. Would you please guide them what they can do?
Yes, actually, Chakrapani Ayurveda is located in Jaipur, but still, in order to help, Chakrapani Ayurveda is located in Jaipur, and in order to help people all over the world benefited with Ayurveda, we have this free email consultation, because Ayurveda is a service. We are in the service industry, and we would like to help people who are anywhere in the world. So you can send email to us officially, and please expect a reply from one of our physician within 48 hours. So, you know, this is email consultation, but if you have an urgent query and you need a immediate reply, then you can go for paid consultation, like phone consultation, or live video consultation. That is also possible. And if you are interested, because we were discussing about Prakriti in the last two classes, if somebody is interested in knowing their Prakriti also, they can send us an email. We have this Prakriti analysis online. Although online, like I told you, it is not very accurate, but it can help you to a certain
Right.
extent. So, get benefited with these Ayurveda services.
So they can send email. If you give permission to me, I will share Chakrapani's email ID so they can contact directly to clinic.
Yes, sure, definitely.
Okay, thank
And
you so much.
we also offer online training programs and
Yeah.
in-house training programs. But this online training program is for people, who want to learn more about Ayurveda for themselves, or for their near and dear ones. So it
Right.
can be a layman also. There is no specific qualification. I mean, they don't need to have a prior Ayurveda qualification to enroll to our Ayurveda courses.
Right. They're asking the question what you already explained, but if you have time, only in like 1 or 2 minutes, they're asking, can mental health affect our physical health also?
Yes, yes, definitely. It is like, when you it's a simple example. When you are angry, your hunger disappears, or when you are stressed or obsessed, you want to eat more. So this
Right.
indirectly explains the mind-body connection. And this mental health, when it is affecting you for many years, it starts becoming psychosomatic also. Certain diseases like irritable bowel syndrome, constipation. These things are psychosomatic also. So which is clearly visible. The mental health affects physical health. Also, for a diabetic person, the sugar levels become elevated when they are under stress. Heart rate also increases when we are under stress. So these all explain that the mental health directly affects the physical health.
Right.
So for the cost of the online program, you have to check our website, because we offer different online training programs on different topics. So if you want to learn Ayurveda in detail, we have an advanced beginner, intermediate and advanced level program. Or if you already have an Ayurveda knowledge, then we have short online course programs on specific topics like pregnancy, childcare, cooking, so many online topics. You can check our website chakrapaniayurveda.com or learnayurveda.com.
Yeah. Okay, Dr. Lakshmi, I would like to thank you because now time will finish and Instagram will stop our live. Thanks to all for joining us, and see you next week, next Friday at 5:30. We will update you about the topic. Thank you so
Thank
much. Namaste.
you. Take care.
Bye bye everyone.